Okay, you can start now.
Good afternoon, everyone. With great excitement and warm regards, I welcome you all for today's webinar on cloud computing organized by a Department of Computer Application in association with the IQAC. Now, I would like to call Ms. R. Nikita, Assistant Professor of Department of Computer Applications, to deliver a welcome address.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. It gives me an immense pleasure to extend a warm and hearty welcome to each and every one of you for today's webinar on cloud computing, organized by the Department of Computer Application in association with IQAC of Sri Chandra Prabhu Jain College. I take this opportunity extend our hearty welcome to our management, our beloved principal ma'am, our respected HOD ma'am, whose continuously guidance and encouragement make such event possible. We are honored and delighted to have amidst as a highly distinguished guest, Mr. Rajesh Siroya, founder or CEO of Hostzop Cloud Service Private Limited, Chennai. We are grateful for your presence. Welcome, sir. Once
Thank
again,
you.
warm welcome to all our participants, faculty members, and students joining us through SteamYard and watching us live on SCPJC Major. Get ready for an insightful session that's sure to upgrade your tech game. Stay tuned, stay curious, and let's the cloud journey begins. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I call our beloved HOD ma'am A.M. Trinalai to address our guest.
Namaste to one and all. I am Lieutenant Tirunalai Annamalai, Assistant Professor and HOD in charge Department of BCA. Welcome you for the webinar, sir. I thank our management, Principal ma'am, who have gave this opportunity to organize this program. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Rajesh Siroya, sir, was the founder and the CEO of Hostzop Cloud Services Private Limited. 17-year experience. CHL Technology, founded in 2008 and has come out with a new brand, Hostzop. He proven track record of initializing and delivering a business performance improvements, working on tight deadlines, exceptional consulting services, and executing creative solutions for our customers worldwide. His leadership style with a highly effective and a solution-oriented problem-solving management skills. We are honored to have welcome you with us today to share your insights and expertise, sir. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for a brief introduction and thank you to all. Yeah, we
Thank
can.
you.
Yeah. So as mentioned, I'm a founder and co-founder and CEO of Hostzop Cloud Service Private Limited. We provide range of cloud solutions and dedicated server and BPS hosting. So we'll start our journey in the cloud computing. First, we need to understand about the cloud computing. The cloud computing has multiple software platforms where you can develop your own cloud. One. Second is implementing your cloud requirement in major cloud platforms where Amazon, Microsoft, and Google Cloud, which is the three major giants in the market, but not a three. But many companies coming with their own cloud computing. Like us as a host of, we develop our own cloud and we are distributing the cloud compute in the market as per the client requirement. So we'll discuss about the cloud infrastructure, how the cloud infra works. So you need to understand first that the what about the cloud, how it works in the cloud infra, and what are the various types of use cases. See nowadays, early stage, we generally non-technical. I'll tell you about the non-technical people. Will say cloud. That means okay, host a website and get the space. That's a cloud. But exactly, that's not a cloud. That's only you're hosting your space in somewhere in the server. So cloud technology is different compared to other VPS or dedicated servers. See, cloud computing is based on the physical machines. and the softwares and the technology inbuilt in that, so that you can reduce your failover. So we'll have the detailed section about the cloud computing as an infrastructure as a service. We're going to talk about today about this three things, which is one is a cloud computing, how you can become a cloud engineer, and second, how you can become a cloud implementer, where you can have like in the market nowadays. Nowadays, every company is using AWS. Many companies using AWS, Microsoft, Google Cloud. The many companies used to use that particular platform, so that if you want that kind of job, that you can do a certification kind of thing. So we'll see together, see that the both aspects of the cloud. So where do you see yourself? First, you need to understand cloud and implementer. That's a two different category, two different job requirement in the market generally. So if you become a cloud engineer, and if you want to become a cloud implementer, so after the session, I think you are very clear about that what you want to become, cloud engineer or implementer. Yeah. 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 Yeah, so we are talking about cloud engineer, right? So truly build and manage a cloud infra. You need to go beyond theory, because theoretical only gives you the help you to manage, to start and to understand. But after that, there's a many practical things you need to do and become a cloud engineer. Because even I think long back I done an OpenStack, and in that when we done a theoretical part, and after that practical part is totally different, because when you do practical part, there's the multiple issues you will face. You need to solve multiple issues, multiple understanding is there, multiple things is different works with the theoretical and practical one. So in the market, there's a multiple platform available, like OpenStack, CloudStack, and nowadays Virtuzo, many other platforms available. They have designed that platform to build a cloud computing. So OpenStack is the very old one, and very like most of the big companies and government companies using this OpenStack as a cloud computing to build a cloud. And there's a cloud is a public cloud, private cloud, and there's a hybrid cloud available in the market now. Which generally, if you want to switch your cloud to immediately with the some other provider, so that's a hybrid cloud. You can travel your one to another machine. That's what now it's going on. And this is the journey of your cloud engineer, how you want to place yourself. One is the next is the implementer. If you want to become an implementer, like you need to understand the AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure, and you need to do certification. So once you do certification, you will be knowing about the how to deploy the cloud. Just deploying a cloud and creating a secure environment, I can say, creating a secure environment, creating a infra environment between the within the AWS and within the cloud, within the Azure. So there's a three different technology available and three different platform available. See, we today we have time of 40 or some small like 1 hour time only, but this subject is very bigger, so I'll not go into detail, because it's a subject is very bigger and bigger vast, so we can't go in detail with this short time of period. You need to check from the online what in detail, in deep, and you need to do certification. Even for OpenStack, you require to do certification, OS certification, which is Ubuntu and Red Hat. Yeah, fine. So we'll move next. Yeah. So now we understood about the where you want to place and what's a cloud engineer and implementer. So now we are going to begin the cloud computing. So what's a cloud computing? Cloud computing, many people says, okay, many people thinks about what's a cloud computing. One there's a machine and that's a cloud computing. Not exactly that actually. Cloud computing required of physical machines. Yeah, without physical machines, you can't create a cloud computing. Physical machines, why we want multiple physical machines? What's the reason? Because of failover. See, in one machine, if you host your website, right, in that if anything happen, like downtime or machine hardware issue or network issue, so what, your applications go down, your websites will not going to work, because a single machine. But in the cloud computing, there's a multiple physical machines involved. Not even one, two, three machines minimum. That's the starting with the minimum machines you require. You can add multiple machines for failover. That's up to the requirement of the market. But the minimum machines you need required is a three machine for controller. That's a controller node. The control node to maintain your entire reference, entire mapping of your data, mapping of your resources, CPU, RAM. That's a mapping with the one machine to another machine. I'll tell you how it's possible. Controller node has that one database, okay, and one three nodes we deploy cloud compute, sorry, and three for block storage and five for object storage. See, controller, I said you to maintain your mapping and maintain the database between the compute, block storage, and object storage. Okay, now it's a compute and block storage is very important because from that three node and three six node from compute and block storage, you will going to run your application, your VPS, your compute, and in that you're going to run your application. So how are you going to connect everything? Through network devices, and through network security, you need to maintain the firewalls. So that's going to be robust and reliable cloud infra. A minimum number of physical machines you require to effectively manage your failover and ensure high availability. See, high availability is generally one, if one machine fail, another machine will be take over. If control node machine, one machine fail, another machine will take over. If compute node fail, one machine fail, another machine will take over. So it's usable of three machine of out of that one machine, two machine will be usable and one is the ideal. So that if anything failover happen to the one machine, it will transfer to another machine. So that's what we understand. We are going to understand about the physical machine, and from that physical machine, you can create multiple virtual machines on that. Once you complete your cloud infra, in that you can create a multiple virtual machines based on your resources and power. Yeah, fine. So we'll move next. See, now it's where you've done the physical machine. You have a physical machine. Now what? Now you need to configure. You need to virtualize. See, this is virtualization where you can have a machines with the hypervisor. Like how it works hypervisor. When you try to deploy the machine, when you try to deploy VM, so when you deploy, it will create a multiple deployment of VAPS, which is 1, 2, and 3. 3 VM will be created in each nodes, and it will distribute, and it will distribute, and the failover will be managed out of the 3 machines. 3 physical machines. So 3 physical machines, every machine has a VM, the same clone of VM. So that one fail, it will work with another. If another fail, it will work with the third one. So maximum, if you manage your failover with the 1 or 2, based on that you need to add the machines. If you manage one failover, then you require a 1 idle. If you want to manage 2 failover, you require 2 idle. So based on the requirement and based on the credible usage of the client, and based of the demand the market. So based on that, you can manage your failover, you can design your failover, right? And hypervisor, what hypervisor will do generally in cloud machine, if let's say if there's a VPS or any other machine, not a cloud, any other machine of VPS or any other machine of dedicated server, if you switch off, right, it will switch off. That's nothing will happen. The resource and everything will be stable on the same VPS. But in the cloud, if you switch off your machine, okay, so that resource will not consume, the resource will be saved, that machine will save the resources, right? Nowadays, I think if you've seen the other cloud providers, if you switch off the machine, they will not charging you for the machine resources of CPU and RAM. They will charge you for storage. So how the generally this resource optimization and in the cloud computing works as an infra as a service, right? And in this, if you let's say if you deploy a cloud, and after that if you want to design such like this, you can design as per the requirement, and as per this you can able to sell in your market, how you can sell to your users, right? Yeah. So we have saw about physical machine. Now we have saw about virtualization hypervisor. Now this two sections we have closed, but now it's what network. Without network, you can't start your compute. How are you going to transfer data? We saw that in the slide, which is 3 controller, 3 compute, and 3 block storage, and 5 object storage. But how will pass the data? How will distribute the data? How will connect the data? So with the help of network, you can distribute your load to one to another. Distribution load one to another by by having a network firewall, network hardware, firewall for security. So network hardware will give you transferring the data one to another. See, nowadays we as a Hostzop, we have a machine of 40 gig speed, 10 gig speed. So 10 gig speed about now every we have an internet speed which 100 mbs, 200 mbs. So it's a 1 gig, it's a 10 gig, it's a 100 gig. So nowadays the demand in the market is for internet speed you require 1 gig to 5 gig. But you can think the 5 gig speed, what's the rocket speed we have if we have the 5 gig, or even 1 gig even we have. So what kind of speed will be seeing that? The same way in this cloud, if you connect with the 10 gig, so how fast will pass the data? And now 10 gig is the basic one, but the next level started 40 gig, 100 gig, because of workload, applications, and for GPUs, there's a multiple kind of applications required of more faster data, more. Like AI is going to be very faster. With the seconds will give you the result. So how faster your application? Based on that, you need to design your network. Based on that, you need to choose the right network hardware, and based on that, you need to design your entire cloud. So in this also, security is very important. Security is very important in this, which you can use a firewall where you can secure your cloud with the firewall option. Okay, what is the firewall? I'll tell you. The firewall, how it works. The firewall, I'll tell you what's the firewall usage and how it's firewall give you the security. See, firewall is a basic firewall I'll tell you about, which you can block your ports. That's now, if you see the cloud journey or internet journey, there's a multiple ports available, multiple vulnerable ports available. So now we can say a vulnerable port is 22. So 22 port, any hackers attack with the 22 port immediately. So now we are the hosting company and many companies blocking the port 22. We are not going to providing 22 port, we are blocking, and we are providing to customer because of it's very vulnerable and it's a fast attack. The attacker and hackers immediately attack on 21 port. Nowadays, for the security nowadays is going. It's generally in the market. How they are securing the hacking and attack is through VPN tunneling. VPN tunneling is one. I will tell you how it works. VPN tunneling, it's an end-to-end VPN. Let's say I have a data center in somewhere in the location, and in my office I want to do VPN tunneling. So only through VPN tunneling I can access my server. So that means only that tunneling will give you the access to your servers. So see how it's secure now when you do a VPN tunneling, right? So if you want to pass the data from your office to the servers placed in the data center, so through VPN tunneling, it's with the encryption or VPN tunneling, with that your data will be passed in a very secure way, and very securely will pass data into the data center. So firewall, it's for outer world. Okay, if you configure your firewall with the proper blocking, then your data, your server, your cloud is very secure when you do a correct firewall configuration. See, the firewall also subject is very big. You can there's not time to complete the firewall section, but okay, I'll give you in normal small insights about the firewall which I gave you now. So firewall works in this way, the security level. And one more thing is when you do the load balancing. See, now we have understood about the network switches, the network hardware, security for firewall, and now the load balancer, right? So how are you going to distribute your load balancing? Load balancing, I'll give you example how load balancing work. I can give the example of Flipkart. Okay, the Flipkart is have only one website. Flipkart maybe has their multiple, but Flipkart.com website, how it works. They have a multiple machines and distributing load equally to every machines by help of load balancer, by help of Docker. There's a multiple Kubernetes, there's a multiple technology available where the load will distribute every machines. The load will distribute, your traffic will distribute. Load balancer is that your traffic. If 1 lakh people hitting a Flipkart, then one machine is not enough. Require a multiple machine, but domain is one only. So through that forwarding, through that load balancer, the Flipkart websites open within a second's lack of traffic. If you hit, it will manage because of the multiple machines available in that. So that's how the load balancer works, right? So how the load balancer works in this way. So now what we need to understand about next about the cloud, which is we have understood about the physical machine, we understand about the virtualization, we understood about next the network part where you can configure a network properly, and in this way you can scale your entire cloud. See, scaling of entire cloud, how it's possible in cloud. If you have one physical machine, you can have a limitation of scale. RAM, CPU, you can increase. Hard disk, you can increase. That limited slot available. But in the cloud, you can scale anytime. You can add machines every time. Storage machines, you can add CPUs, you can add cloud compute. Okay, you can add any point of time. If you want to scale your cloud in the bigger level, it's possible in cloud computing, but not in the physical machine. We dedicate server, which I say dedicate server or barebone metal. That's a bare metal server. That's generally terminology used in the market. But the cloud, you can add multiple machines, multiple storage, multiple CPUs, RAM, everything you can add in the cloud, but not in the physical. Yeah. So now we have covered the part of physical network, but how you going to manage? Is it easy to manage when you give the non-technical person, the user, that okay, please manage my cloud? It's possible with this way? No, you require a software. Software is the front end. So now we have spoken about the back end, right? The back end we have completed when you configure everything, right? Physical machine, nodes, and network for your security. For security purpose, you're going to add firewalls. So everything you understood. But how are you going to manage entire thing? The required software. Let's say I know that in OpenStack there's a horizon. There's a horizon software available in the front end in the OpenStack, but that is also more technical actually. If you want some clicks, now the cloud in cloud industry will say 5 clicks the cloud will deploy within a 5 second, within a 5 minutes, within a 3 minutes, within 2 minutes, one cloud should deploy. But that's a complicated process when you use without proper software front end. So this part is going to be front end where you can upload your operating system, you can upload your applications template, right? You application template, that means let's say if you want to deploy one machine with WordPress. I think everyone knows about the WordPress technology, right? Everyone heard about the WordPress. So let's say example, I want to deploy WordPress and I want to do some settings according to my customer. So I'll deploy one machine, I'll do all the work, 2-3 days I'll take, and I'll complete all the works in WordPress. But what next if same customer come and I need to utilize the same time what I utilize it to the customer number one. The customer number two, again I have to work again. No. So in the cloud, what we can do? We will avoid the customer number two same work we will do within a 5 minutes. Or within 5 to 10 minutes, 2 days work we will complete it within 2 minutes itself, within a 5 minutes itself. Why? How it's possible? See, when you have an application catalog, let's say example, I'll use a terminology as a catalog, app catalog, or else we can use app word. Okay. In app word, I'll do all the settings in the WordPress and I'll create one QAM or ISO OS and I'm going to upload in the application. I'm going to upload in the cloud and I'll say this is a app catalog. So through that app catalog, if I click and I deploy, the same output you will get what I done within 2 days. The same output within 2 days what I done. The same output you will get. Maybe some small customization, small update you need to do. That's it. Not a whole 2 days. It's only within an hour or 2 hours you can complete your customer to demand. So that's the template we can say. Template and app catalog where you can customize or easily you can work. Easily you can complete your work. Yeah. So that's the more advanced level. More advanced word is industry cloud. Industry cloud is a more advanced level because in the industry cloud there's a this is not a template is a smaller one, but industry cloud is a bigger one. Entire cloud, entire physical machine, entire everything you need to customize according to the one particular industry. Let's say healthcare industry. One, I design everything. So next time if I want to design, I don't want to design next time, right? I'm going to use same template, same entire infra, same level, and I can deploy and give. So for industry cloud, if I healthcare industry, if I'm taking 10 to 15 days time or 20 days time, within a 5 days I can deploy and give the same template, same settings, and I can provide that within a 5 days itself. So that's how the industry cloud will works, because every time I'm not going to work again and again for the same healthcare industry and same templates. It's even like nowadays you heard about like some applications of Zoho. There's a person available for customization, person available for deployment, right? So in this case, when you have a cloud industry, no need to deploy anything, no need to customize. It's only one time you need to do everything, customization, deployment, everything. But for the next when you start, in that immediately you can deploy and give to your second customer. Yeah, so that's the small is the app catalog and bigger was the industry cloud. That's how we understood in this, right? And let's say if you've done some kind of software from your end, or in the market, there's a multiple softwares available to front end of OpenStack or CloudStack or other cloud platforms. So in that, there's an option for creating an API. If you develop your own software, you can have an option for creating API, or if you want some APIs to be developed from your own with your own design, that's possible through software. So from that software, you can fulfill your client need. You can do the billings. You can sell as the software as a service, platform as a service through that software, and through that billing, you can able to manage all kind of billings of the customers. Let's say example I said, when you switch off your server, the resource will not consume. If you want, you can not charge to the customer for which is not using. So accordingly, you can design everything through the software. Yeah, based on your model, it's up to your model how you're going to design the software, how you're going to design, how you're going to charge to your customer, how you're going to, or else wherever your job, wherever you do the job with that company, how they will design. So accordingly, you can design your software and you can provide to your users. Yeah. So I'll move to the next point. See, now we understood about the cloud computing. I think it's detail. I gave you the insights about the cloud computing. If you want to become a cloud engineer to deploy a cloud, yes, of course, certification also required in cloud computing, because every software is you need to learn, every OS you need to learn and do a certification of that. So become a good in the cloud computing. So now we're going to talk about the big giants in the market, which is a very early stage they came actually. If you are interested to know, I'll tell you that's AWS, Azure, and cloud. It's the first AWS is familiar in India, because AWS started on, if I'm not wrong, 2010 or 11. They have started in India, and like majorly they have started. It's already started in some part, but majorly they have occupied the market. Start occupying the market by 2011. That time there's no stable cloud available in India. Yes, they are the one which has a stable cloud, and most of the companies require a stable cloud, right? So everyone required a stable cloud. Everyone required stable application to be run. Everyone required a application website to be run properly, stably, right? So for that early stage, AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud were coming in the market, and the market used the clouds. But nowadays, many people are switching because the price factor, or whatever you can say. So even we are as a Hostzop, we have migrated many from AWS because of the price factor or whatever. But okay, they are big giants. They have high pricing. They are maintaining high infra. So maybe they have some kind of price level. Yeah, but the interest benefit, like generally, I'll tell you what's the cloud benefit overall as AWS, Azure, or any cloud provider. There's a possibility for scalability, accessibility, and reliability. Cost efficient. I'm not saying like Azure or AWS are very cost efficient. Okay, they are like, okay, fine. The premium level they are handling, the premium level they are having the infra and price also. Yeah. So if you want to do job somewhere in a multinational company or company who require a AWS certified, you can have a certification. There's a multiple certification available in the market for AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, and they are offering the certifications. So you can do a certification, you will get a good implementer job in the market. Yeah, and also there's a need to learn about different kind of softwares like OpenStack. If you want to implement this journey will be that we need to do a certification of those AWS Azure. So I'm not going in detail in that because there's also very big subject is even AWS having some complicated design or some designs to deploy, because end user can't, like non-technical person can't deploy easily. It requires some skills to deploy even the Azure, even Google Cloud. So even Google Cloud has some complex to deploy, but there's a multiple frameworks available, multiple you can say services available where you can design your infra of AWS. You can design accordingly according your client need or your company need where you work. So accordingly you can design your cloud with implement your cloud with a big chance of AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud. Yeah. So now, see, I'll fast forward again what we have done as a cloud computing. So we understood about the three things: to know the concept and use of the cloud computing, and how you can become a cloud implementer. And now the 2 points are covered. But what is the across of the different domains industry, like how the cloud computing works and which are the areas it works in cloud computing? Okay, that we will talk about this. Yeah. See, this is only a few industry I have written here, but there's a multiple industries available. Let's say example in hardware or education or finance and banking. See, finance and banking is very interesting topic, very interesting client, because the finance handle the fintech industry, and the fintech industry required a multiple securities. They will not going to be satisfied if you don't have multiple certifications to show them, okay, this is your cloud and your infra, it's very secure. Even we face that some they required, if you have some banking client in your data center, then we'll start talking to you, we're going to start talk to you. So yeah, they are, because see, they have handled multiple layers of required multiple layers of security, because handling a bigger industries of finance and banking, which is a very secure, they require a very secure environment when you design your cloud. And there's a retail and e-commerce like website hosting, right? Okay, let's say how you're going to host your website in cloud. Okay, we can create one cloud instant, let's call an instant. We can create an instant node, and in that we'll install some softwares where, like example I'm telling you, cPanel, plus panel, there's a multiple panel available where your work will be easier to host a website, right? And also you can host without that also. So when you host your website in that, through that you will be getting a good traffic, multiple traffic will be getting through e-commerce website. And in cloud, there's also available load balancer within the cloud itself. There will be available load balancer, and through that you can distribute your traffic with the multiple small instance. Okay, and there's a manufacturer company, media entertainment, government and public sector, automotive, energy and utilities, logistics and transports. Every industry has a different demand, different design of cloud, different type of like let's say CRM software and ERP softwares and SAP. Generally, in the market, like bigger company uses SAP where they require a bigger infra, bigger way of customization, where some kind of let's say example SAP as a bigger manufacturer. Let's say most of the manufacturing company using SAP, right? So they require a bigger cloud for the SAP implement. Yeah. So I think we have covered about everything where you can become a cloud engineer, become an implementer, and after deploying a cloud, what are the various industries you can sell your cloud? We can provide your cloud. Yeah. So fine. I think I have covered everything, and I will do one thing. I'll go back and we'll see what we have learned. We have learned about cloud computing. We have learned we like where we you want to place yourself, right? Cloud engineer implementer, that you have to see the choice, and what's the importance of a cloud engineering implementer. And we have covered cloud computing with the physical machines, everything we understood about this. We understood about the network and the software for designing different kind of cloud, different kind of client requirement, different kind of monitoring purpose. You need to we require a software to be manage everything. And we understood about the AWS and Azure. Fine. I think we clearly understood about everything about the cloud. Basic level of cloud we have covered. So if you have any questions, please let me know so I can answer you accordingly. Yeah. Okay. Um, Mr. Balaji, yeah, we can take a question now.
Yeah, I'll inform. Tirunalai madam, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can raise up the questions.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sure.
Rajesh sir, I have one question on students' perspective.
Yeah, please.
For cloud computing, what type of course they can do either in online or offline mode? What you
See,
suggest?
yeah, I suggest offline because online there's a multiple courses available. But for better understanding, if you have online offline, that's going to be better. And otherwise, you have see in cloud computing there's a multiple courses you need to do. Few you can do online, few you can do offline. If you have a good basic understanding about the Linux machine, the most of the cloud deploy in Linux only. So if you have a good understanding about Linux machine, then you can do online course of cloud, OpenStack or CloudStack or other certification. But if you don't have the proper understanding about that, to confirm, I'll say first you have to complete and well versed in the Linux servers, Linux OS, like
Okay,
Ubuntu or Red Hat, and after that you can do the OpenStack courses. How you can see online you can do and offline you can do both. It's only that how you take it, how you can do in that online and offline. So always you have choice when you do online. If you again you want to do, you can go offline. So I'll suggest for my suggestion is better offline only.
okay, fine, thank you. And can you give us a difference between the FTP server and the cloud computing? Because earlier we used to have a FTP servers for any
Okay.
storages. So for the students' understanding, I'm just asking.
Yeah. Yeah. FTP servers is what generally it's a transfer protocol actually. When you transfer your file to the any machine, the FTP. Just a second. FTP FTP is the only the only the some kind of software where you protocol where you transfer your file to one machine to another machine. So it's not a it's a part of the cloud. It's a part of the OS actually. So it's not a comparison of cloud or something else. So it's a part of the OS, part of the feature of the OS actually. FTP. How does cloud computing enhance data security? Yeah, that's Ritika Ritu. It's a good question. So how does cloud computing enhance data security? Yeah. See, data security, let's say example, we'll take an example of cloud computing and the normal cloud which generally has the machine, physical machine. Like I said, dedicated server and cloud. We'll take both. Okay. So once a dedicated machines, if you deploy the any application dedicated machine, there'll be a like you require a multiple like fire both has the firewalls requirement, but in dedicated machine you are exposing your IP directly. But whereas the cloud we deploy, we are not going to expose, we are not exposing IP because the IP we configure is a private IP. It's a kind of tunneling of VPN. Let's kind of VPN forwarding, or you can say port forwarding or IP forwarding we do. We will configure the IP in the server, private IP, but it will be show as a outside the public IP. So if anyone want to do SH, that means if you want to log into server or if you want to take RDP in the Windows, I can say. So that is very, very secure compared to normal dedicated server to cloud. So how that way your security, one step enhancing your security when you use cloud computing. Yeah, I think I answered your question. Next question I'll take? What are the challenge developing applications in multi? multi-cloud environment. What are the challenge developing application? Okay, what are the challenge application? Okay, in I understood in multi-cloud environment, what is the challenge you face for developing your application? Yeah, but I'm this question is a tricky, or I'm not able to clear your question, because generally it in multi-cloud what will happen, your it's not depend on the application, it's depend upon your multi-cloud, it's depend upon your infra. First you need to design your infra in multi-cloud first. So how are you going to use multi-cloud, multi or hybrid cloud, you can say? How are you going to use that? So multi-cloud, that means if you, let's say example, I'll tell you multi-cloud, how we understood. See, if you have a multiple cloud instance, we'll say in this way, multiple cloud instance. Okay. In that, if you want to balance your balance your traffic, or balance your application through load balancer, you can balance your application development in that multiple cloud, multiple instance. That's one way. Okay. Yeah. We'll take another question. Yes, Uday Kumar. Yeah. What are the benefits of analytics services like Burfa in the cloud computing? See, this is the one technology which is generally in the analytics services. This service, I believe, um, yeah, the service, I believe that this is one is a graph services where you can manage your manage your machine, and you can manage your traffic, and you can monitor everything by using that particular services. See, that's what I said. In cloud computing, there's a multiple softwares available, multiple way of working available, multiple way of graph, monitor. Everything is done in the cloud. So it's a bigger one. So maybe I have not heard some of the name when you're going to say me that. Even that also it's possible, because it's a bigger one, right? It's a multiple things. What we using as a monitoring, we use a Grafana, and we use some software for monitoring, and for having like Zabbix networking side, we get you use Zabbix, Observium. So those kind of softwares we are using for maintaining and monitoring our network. Yeah. What's the next question? Code with Tony. How do companies handle cloud billing and post overrun? Okay. And the slow post overrun. See, cloud billing. See, we how we handle. I'll tell you. As a Hostzop, we handle cloud billing based on the usage. Based on the usage, per hour billing is available, and based on the usage, it's available. And overrun. Actually, you're saying overrun, right? Overrun. That means generally, if you run your application or run your billing in the cloud, accordingly you need. See, I'll tell you two difference. Two companies: AWS, Azure, and Hostzop. My company. So how they do billing? Accordingly, they design the billing. That's what I said in the session, that if you want to design your billing, accordingly you can design. It's up to you. We design different. We used to build differently. Azure used to do differently. AWS used to do differently. So every company has a own billing process and own charge process. How they were going to charge in the market, or from the companies, or from the users. Yeah. So any other question? Balaji, I'm not too fast, right? It's yeah. I'll take another question. Sanjay Kumar. Yeah, name some popular cloud service provider. That's you can go and Google search in ChatGPT. Also, you can find multiple cloud service provider. The question, if you say who's the best cloud provider, other than AWS, Azure, or something, that's I think I can answer. Otherwise, name you just list to go to ChatGPT and list see all the providers' names. I'll tell you. See, there's in market IBM, Oracle, which is a big giant, but they are not captured the market as the AWS and Azure captured. So in the market, we are one. In Chennai cloud provider. Yeah, we provide a affordable price. We provide affordable price with the same level of security and the minimum features what the other companies provide. Yeah. So other than best company, I'll not suggest anything like anything less than Oracle, IBM, or AWS. Those are big giants. You can more list if you want. You can go and have a Google. Yeah.
Mulai madam, is the question session over?
Sir, query section is over, sir.
Okay. Can you?
Thank you, sir, for the deep understanding and technologies of future prospects. Next, I would like to call Mrs. D. Sabrishwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, to deliver a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to
Uh,
all. Yes, sir.
One last question has arrived.
Question
I
is,
think
cloud
yeah,
computing, which language uses?
I'll answer this question. Harish J. Cloud computing, which language use? Which language? Cloud computing. If you want to become an engineer and if you want to do a cloud computing, it's a Linux is a there's a two. We understood it's a two platform, right? Windows and Linux. So in the Linux, there's a other multiple languages available, multiple softwares available, multiple small softwares available. So majorly very old and very good stable one is OpenStack, which require a Red Hat and Ubuntu. We can deploy in Red Hat or Ubuntu. Yeah.
Students, any other queries is there? I think it's over, sir. We continue with vote of thanks.
Good afternoon to all. I am D. Sabrishwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Application, presented here to deliver my vote of thanks. It's my privilege to extend my heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of Department of Computer Application and IQAC. First and foremost, I extend my sincere gratitude to our esteemed Chief Guest, Mr. S. Rajesh Siroya, for taking the time to grace this webinar with his presence and for sharing valuable insight on the cloud computing. Thank you, sir.
Thank
I could
you.
like, I could like to express my heartfelt thanks to our management for this invaluable support and our principal, Dr. N. Sujata ma'am, for her continued support and encouraging in organizing such a informative events. Thank you, ma'am. A special thank to our head of department, Mrs. A.N. Tirunallai, and our faculty members for the dedication and guidance in making this webinar a successful way. Last but not least, I like to thank all the participants for their excitement and active engagement. Once again, I thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. A special thanks to one and all joining us on a stream. Stay inspired and stay connected and keep learning. Thank you once again. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, Balaji, giving me opportunity, and I hope this session is very useful for your student. Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah,
Balaji.
thank you, Rajesh, sir, for your time, valuable time. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for the
Thank you.
informative section. Thank you very much, sir. Jai Hind. Thank you, Balaji, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we'll end up this session.
Thank you, sir, for the informative section. Thank you very much, sir. Jai Hind. Thank you, Balaji, sir.